Hello, Steve White, Steve White 89. Well, with all the excitement over the new Sex and the City revival series, just like that, I was looking over my embarrassingly small amount of Sex and the City merchandise, realising there's a whole bunch of things I meant to buy and didn't. I kind of wanted to have a look at this because I know before I actually got it, I had no idea what was in it. And I like it when people do unboxings or look insides for stuff that's hard to find or that I never got. So there's probably someone out there who has always wondered what this was. So it's the Sex and the City, the movie, the wedding collection, special edition DVD album. Now, this is just the cover, of course, and the inside section slips out. I, however, have taken it out because it's a bit tight and I just want to try and do it on camera. So the back just has some embossing on there, and of course you have to pull the little ribbon up. It's already out though because that's also difficult to do with one hand. So you get a little certificate of authenticity and the I guess it's just a list of what the actual discs have. Not exactly a chapter selection, but yep, and that's just from the back, which just tells you what you get in the set. The first book, and I hope that was on screen properly. The first book is just to house the DVDs. So you get the extended cut, the special features, and the digital copy, and then some additional special features which aren't very long, but they're good. And the Songs of Romance, which is kind of like a volume 2 of the soundtrack, but the actual soundtrack isn't in there. So that's that. And the fun part is the Ever Thine, Ever Mine, Ever Ours book, which is not very long, but I liked having it. And I haven't really opened it properly because it keeps closing itself. It's mostly just pictures from the film and quotes from the film, and I'm hoping I can go through it with one hand. I've probably only looked through it twice. I probably should read it out, but if anyone ends up buying it, I wouldn't want to ruin it totally for you. It's just little quotes. I think they're all from the movie. I'm not sure if they're actually from the series or not. It might just be from the movie. I'd have to read them and actually think for a second. And it's just beautiful to have. There's a lot of special editions of DVDs and box sets and things like this that I've gone with the Win one as well, which goes through Scarlett's dresses. They're just nice to have. They're not necessary. You can enjoy the film without them. They don't offer any huge insight for the most case. But it just extends the entertainment, extends the enjoyment of the film or exploring the world or whatever that you're looking at, just by having some additional content. It's one thing I miss about streaming. You can't get this when you stream the film. And yeah, it's a little bit of information about some of the designers, I think. Let's say it's mostly quotes from the film, but it's quotes from all over the place, actually. Oh, of course, the poems from the film. I forgot. That prints some of the poems from the film that Big sent to Carrie in the emails afterwards. I thought they were talking about the designers of the gowns or something. I thought they were like little bios or something. I forgot they were the quotes. Because I'm looking through the camera and not actually looking at the actual book. I don't know, I think every good film deserves some sort of book or special feature or special edition like this just to extend enjoyment for the audience, because you can watch the film and then go through something like this and it just stretches it out longer. I really like additional content, and while I'm here and I'm only up to 5 minutes, I may as well have a quick look through Sex and the City, the movie, the book, which there is also a series book which I've been meaning to get. I guess I'm going to flick through very quickly. It's all just behind the scenes introduction by Michael Patrick King. Sarah Jessica Parker introduction, Sex and the City on the big screen, previously on Sex and the City, the movie begins, Sex meets Vogue, the hero dress, Carrie doesn't live here anymore, the apartment makeover. So it's just looking at elements of the production in the film. So we've got introductions, just script pages, a lot of photos, a lot of behind the scenes photos, filming in New York. There's always going to be a lot of those because there's a lot of location filmmaking in Sex and the City films and the TV series. And it goes through a little breakdown of the series and what happened for the characters in the episodes. I think it's fairly much in the continuity of the film, just the shooting, which not all films shoot in continuity, of course, but it's mostly just covering all of that. And there's some beautiful photography. I was lucky enough in Australia they actually had a Sex and the City at Chatston Shopping Centre. They had a little exhibit of the dresses from the film, so I went and videoed that. Which I didn't put on YouTube because they had the music running from the episodes and the movie behind it, so copyright wouldn't allow it. But I went, took some photos and had a look and videoed that. So, I mean, I'm a gay, but I'm not that gay, so I wasn't totally obsessed with the fashion in the film and in the series, but I did appreciate it. I was more about, of course, the characters. I mean, I was introduced to Sex and the City by some female friends who watched it, so I knew it existed, but I didn't really watch it. It was really only about 4 years after the series ended when I was dating a guy who loved Sex and the City, and I think somehow I ended up with season 2. When we broke up, I ended up with season 2, his copy of season 2 of the DVDs. And if you all know the series, she breaks up with Big the first time at the end of season 1, and season 2, particularly the start of season 2, she's dating the city and just being single again after sort of having this big romance. So, and it was kind of my first relationship in a way. So I related a lot to that character in those episodes in that season, and that made me love the show. So from then on, I was loving the series and I watched the whole series. And then, of course, the movie came out right after that. I did manage to watch it with one of my oldest friends. Unfortunately, she went and had a baby and forgot her gay friends exist, but we won't talk about her. Because another thing I'm sort of realising with the films and Sex and the City in general is that it's a bit of a fantasy. I mean, finding the perfect man, having the perfect wedding, having the perfect marriage. Not everyone gets that ending. It's nice. I think you need to believe in it. It is possible for some to have it, but most don't get it. And even the friendships in the film, that isn't as realistic because very few people have the same friends all through their life. I don't anymore. For a long time I did. I have a couple of friends from childhood, or from my teenage years. I had a couple of friends from my childhood that I'm not friends with recently, just in the last 3 years. I don't know what's happened with them. But, yeah, so we're nearly getting to the end of this. And that's my little Sex and the City fan story, how I became a fan of the show. And as a single gay man dating, I must admit I did, because I guess I was never dating before as well. I then started watching the show religiously and watching it all the time, and I had friends who watched it too, and we could just talk in Sex and the City quotes. So I sort of came to Sex and the City between the first 2 films. I don't believe there'll be a third, but yeah, the first 2 films. I wish they'd do a TV movie, but not just the TV series. They could have easily just done a reunion movie or something and a separate series, or they could still do... I'm wondering what they're going to do. Are they going to do a second season? Is it just going to be one season, one and done? Or are they going to do more? I don't know. And while I'm at it, my DVDs. they did a series of DVDs for a while with themes like lust and fashion, which had like 3 episodes focusing on those elements that they were just selling like in the supermarkets and stuff. I got a couple of those because I like the covers. These are probably one of my favourite covers were the black ones with just the black and white art and the really sort of hot pink sort of writing in that. They had hot pink plastic covers. I've got a few of them, but not all of them. The ones I remember the most, of course, were these ones. And I got all those, and those are sort of my like hero Sex and the City DVD covers that used to be out on the shelf, like the Warriors they were, being used and looked at every day. Because I was quite a fan for a while. I was watching them all the time. They were sort of my gay Bible. I don't know why, but they were. And then, of course, the films. They did a box set with the 2 Blu-rays and the 2 DVDs. I got both of them. They're different covers, one purple, one blue. The soundtracks for each film, DVD. And I'm not even looking at what I'm putting on the screen. They did an extended version of the film as well, which is much better. I saw that on video and I can't go back, so I always watch that. I can't imagine watching the episode with the scenes that are missing now that I've seen them, which is often the case with extended versions. And Sex and the City 2, they did a few different covers. Same disc, same film, slightly different features. That's really the only difference. But a second disc of special features and just different covers. But the first film, they did actually have a different edit of the film with different scenes. And if you haven't seen the extended one, you should. I'm guessing any fan has. But so that's my small little collection. My Sex and the City shoebox set just has a bunch of random Sex and the City covers in there that don't match. I'm eventually planning to get all of them and just have a folio and I can flip through all of the covers, because when I really love a show, I want everything, all the covers, all the artwork, all the box sets, you know, anything to extend the experience and just to indulge yourself in it. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. Do you love the show as much as I? Bye.